All right, everybody, we're on lesson 32 today. We're on page 220. 220 in your math book. You can pause this video anytime you need, and there is a video to help you with multiplication right before this one in your Google Classroom, so you can go back to that if you need it. Number 1, I'm going to do the odds. You're going to do the evens. If you want to pause and do number 2 and 4 after I do these, that is perfectly fine, or you can wait till the end and then do all your homework. It is totally up to you. Number 1 says there are 215 pages in the book. Candy has read 86 pages. How many more are left to read? So we have 215 all together. We already know how much we have all together. And she has read 86 pages. And so we can subtract to find out how many pages are left. If you have $5 in your pocket, you cannot take $6 out, which means you cannot take 6 from 5. So you have to regroup. 1 becomes a 0. 5 is now 15 minus 6. 15 minus 6 is 9. Mark out the 2. 2 becomes a 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. 1 minus nothing. Do not forget about this 1. Some of us are doing that on our homework. 1 minus nothing, you can pretend this is a 0 if you like, is 1. 129, what? We were talking about books and pages. These pages. We do not have 129 books. All right, 2 is for your homework. Remember, you can pause or keep working. Number 3, use digits and symbols to write 485. You just write it the way it sounds. 485 is less than. The less than symbol has the small end first. That's how you know it is less than. Less than 690. 690. All right. Number 4 is your homework. And number 5. One evening, that's a big clue. One evening, Jermaine finished washing the dishes at the time shown on the clock. So I will show you the clock. You can look at your book, page 221. But the minute hand is just after the 1, and the hour hand is on the 6. All right. We know that if the minute hand was on the 1, that would be 5 minutes. But it is right after the 1, so we know that is 6 minutes. And the hour hand is on the 6. So it is 6:06 in the evening, which is p.m. All right. Number 6 is homework. Number 7. Change this addition problem to a multiplication problem. And we have the number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So on this, I have the number 6 7 times. 6 times 7. What is that? You could look on your multiplication chart. All right. You could either go to the 7s and count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 42. It is 42. 8 is homework. Is the value even or odd? Make sure you add it all up and decide if that's an even or odd number. number 9. A says round 66 to the nearest 10. We know that it's either going to be 60, 6 staying the same, or 70, going up 1. Right in the middle we would have 65, and right here is where 66 is. This dot is closer to the number 70, so 66 would round to 70. That is your answer. You do not need to write all of that. I'm sorry if you already have. B, round $6.60 to the nearest dollar. When you round something to the nearest dollar, there will be no change. Some of us are rounding to the nearest quarter on these types of problems. Now, the question is, does this 6 in the tens place cause this to become a 6 or a 7? This is a larger, a go up, round up number. So 6 will become a 7, and do not forget your dollar signs. C, round $6.60 again, but you're rounding to the nearest quarter. In your decimal place, you will either have 50 cents or 75 cents. $6.60, is that closer to 50 or 75? It would take us 10 to drive back to 50, or 15 to go all the way to 75. So $6.60 rounds to $6.50. Okay. Number 10 is homework. Number 11. Which two uppercase letters are formed with only 2 perpendicular line segments? Number 11. Which 2 alphabetical letters are formed with perpendicular line segments? Remember, perpendicular is like this, and I can already tell this looks like a letter in the alphabet. The letter is L. All right. And if we made this line just a little bit longer, it would be a T. So the 2 letters are L and T. Number 12 is homework. And number 13, let me scoop my paper up. What fraction is shaded? So I want you to count the number of pieces you have all together on this shape. And you're going to come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the number that I got. The number or amount that you have all together goes on the bottom, the denominator. The amount that you have shaded is what they're asking for. And they're all shaded except for 1. And that would be 7. 7/8 would be our answer. 14 is your homework. We haven't talked a lot about arrays this year. Remember an array. Okay guys, you'll notice a different table. I'm at home now. We were on number 14 when I got it cut off a little bit. So let's go ahead to number 15. It says the number represented by B is how much greater than the number represented by A. It says show your work. If we are in our math book, right here at the bottom of page 221, we see the dots A and B. The first thing we need to do is decide what they are counting by. And they're obviously not counting by ones because there are only 1, 2, 3, 4 marks before you get to 100. So 100 has 4 what? It's not 4 tens, that would be 40. It's not 4 20s, that would be 60, or 80, I'm sorry. Let's count by 25s. 25, 50, 75, 100. So if they are counting by 25s, 25, 50, A equals 50. And B, is equal to 125. So now, if we want to find out how much greater 125 is than 50, we need to subtract 125 minus 50. Okay, 5 minus 0 is 5. 12 minus 5, because I cannot take 5 from 2. 12 minus 5 is 7. So B is 75 greater than A. And we have shown our work. All right, you're going to turn the page in your math book. We're going to go to number 17. And it says, it's a bunch of multiplication questions. A is 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. B is 4 times 4. If you have the number 4 times, 4, 8, 12, 16. You have 16. 7 times 7 equals 49. And 10 times 10. We've talked about the times 10 rule where you just take your original number and you add the number of zeros, which would be 1. 10 times 10 equals 100. Number 19. What multiplication fact is shown? What multiplication fact is shown by this array? Okay. If you count the number across and the number up, you should get 5. That would be 5 times 5, and that is equal to 25. I don't know if you remember what this is. We talked about it a little bit already. This is find the square root of 25. And remember, the square root is when you have a product, the two numbers that you can multiply by themselves, the same digit, multiply by itself, and get this product. So the square root of 25 is equal to 5. Okay, so remember that for number 21. What two numbers that are the same can you multiply to get 81? 21, let's see, $3.60. Don't forget your decimal. Minus $1.37. If I have a pocket with 0 cents in it, I cannot subtract 7 from 0. I cannot do it. So borrow from the 6, regroup. 6 becomes a 5. 0 is a 10 minus 7 is 3. 5 minus 3, 2. 3 minus 1, 2. Don't forget your decimal point and your dollar sign. $2.23. right, 23. 875 minus 218. This does not work. You have to regroup. 7 becomes a 6, 5 becomes 15. 15 minus 8. If you ask yourself what plus 8 is 15, most of us have that memorized. It is 7. Now 6 minus 1 is 5. 8 minus 2 is 6. 657. All right, 25. What number equals 8 squared? This is something we don't have a whole lot of practice with. 8 squared looks like this, and it means you have 8 times 8. 8 times 8. You might need to look at your multiplication chart, but 8 times 8 is 64. Right? 27. Which property of multiplication does this story illustrate? Here's the story. 24 desks were arranged in 4 rows with 6 desks in each row. Then they were moved into 6 rows with 4 desks in each row. So what they did is they took 4 times 6 and made it 6 times 4. This is the move property. It's the commutative. We spell it commutative. C-O-M-M-U-T-A-T-I-V-E. Commutative. They move the numbers. All right, last one I'm going to do with you is number 29. What is a reasonable estimate? The average depth of the East China Sea is 620 feet. Let's just put a label on there so we don't forget. The average depth of the Yellow Sea is 121 feet. Estimate the difference between the two average depths. Okay, when you estimate, you're going to round and then solve. So 620 already has a 0 in the tens place. Let's round these numbers to the nearest 10. Let's round them to the nearest 10. So 620 can stay the same. 121, is that closer to 120 or 130? It would take 1 mile to get back to 120 or 9 miles to get to 130. So it's closer to 120. Let's subtract these. 0 minus 0, 2 minus 2, 500 feet. 500 feet is a reasonable difference between the China Sea and the Yellow Sea. Explain why your estimate is reasonable. Well, we have proven it using math. So, this is all you need for that answer. All right, now you need to do your evens, or if you've already done them, turn it in with your name on it.